Good afternoon and welcome to episode, we believe, 11 of Freya and Nikki's Carcast.
Can't believe this is episode 11.
I know.
That's crazy. Big news this week. What's happening? Oh God, okay, yeah.
Took me a while. So, Nigel Farage stood down as an MP.
He did. Wednesday night,
And then called for a by-election.
Yes. Well, because he resigned, it triggered a by-election.
Sorry, my bad, yes. And nobody else, so no Labour candidate, no Conservative, Lib Dem, Green candidates are going to stand. So it was just looking like a one-horse race of Nigel Farage versus
Nigel Farage.
Nigel.
So now what the situation is that we've got 4 candidates. And I don't think you even know this.
I don't. This is breaking news for me.
There are 4 candidates going up against Nigel. Or there's Nigel Farage and 3 others. Oh, poor little finger.
I know. Number 1, Nigel Farage.
Number 1, Nigel Farage. Number 2, Count Binface.
Go, Count Binface!
Yeah! So there's a bit of worry around Count Binface because it is just making a mockery of politics. In a way, it is. And that's the worry, is that people just aren't taking it or aren't going to take it seriously. But we can get into Count Binface and his manifesto and whether we think he's actually, you know, somebody we would want actually running the country.
But you say Count Binface is putting a bit of a mockery on the whole political system. For me, Nigel Farage being able to resign, which then calls a by-election for which he's allowed to rerun, that for me is a mockery. That's like me resigning from my role
and then reapplying for it.
And then I'm the only candidate reapplying for it. And I think it sends the wrong message. But anyway, who are the other 2?
The other 2 is an ex-actor. I don't know who, but is an actor. And the last one is somebody from the Monster Raving Loony Party.
I think you'd mentioned Monster Raving Loony Party.
So they are out of 4 candidates. The big 2 to win is Nigel Farage and Count Binface. They are our big 2 that people are thinking are going to win. Whether Count Binface is going to win, we don't know. For the American, I think it went to the American people, or it went to like the whole of the UK, I can't remember. But they did a survey, and 99% would want Count Binface to win. And in the current polling, it is looking like Count Binface is going to win. Will that actually be the case? We are yet to find out. The election, I believe, is August the 11th. Who knows?
Indeed, but I do think, though, Count Binface, although one of his things was he would build at least one affordable house, and he would cap the price of a flake to 99p.
Yes, a 99 flake, or is it a 99 flake? Something like that. Is capped at 99p. Something about a croissant is capped at £1. There was others.
There were others. I can't remember what they were, but I do hope he gets in, because I don't think that Nigel Farage should necessarily have his way and get in. I think this needs to be a lessons learnt thing for all of them. I mean, but then you look at the article that we read the other day, that it's seen as not okay for Nigel Farage to do what he's done, but yet it's okay for Labour to trigger a by-election just so that they can get Andy Burnham in.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere that because a by-election has been triggered, the cost to the taxpayer would be astronomical. But I do believe I've read somewhere, now I know I only read it, but Reform are actually funding the cost of this by-election. Which makes it all the more twisted for me.
I've not heard anything about them funding it. It wouldn't surprise me if they are, but I've not heard anything.
But I mean, the cost is just astronomical, isn't it? And all those poor trees that are going to be cut down for...
Those poor trees.
All those poor trees. for the trees. But I just think that this isn't doing politics any good at all. It's not doing it any favours. It's not making it any more popular with the voting public. I think it's just making a huge mockery of it. But we've obviously got the Andy Burnham coming into power. That must be next Monday, a week tomorrow then.
So we'll describe what's happening in Clacton in a little bit more detail for those of you who don't know. So what happened is Nigel Farage resigned as an MP, not as leader of Reform. He is still leader of Reform despite not having a seat. Then what's happened is because he's resigned as an MP, he did it so that he could re-win the election in Clacton, which is a very right-wing town, so it is likely he will get in, but it's not for certain. What will happen is that he will rerun, and he's done it so that he can prove that the people don't care about the money and the investigation that's currently into him. The investigation that's currently into him is the £5 million donation he got from a crypto billionaire, and it's now a bit like, oh well, a lot of your policy is to do with crypto. Have you been, misled, or are you doing this as like a favour? So it's that kind of thing, which then kind of leads to the question about how political parties should be funded. That's a whole different topic of debate. So that's pretty much the situation in Clacton at the minute. We've talked about the different people that are going for it, but it is mainly Count Binface and Farage.
But then, from what you've just said, okay, so he stood down, that triggered a by-election, and let's be honest, of the 4 candidates that are running, there's only one that's really serious.
Can we really count Nigel Farage as serious? Because his whole thing is people versus the establishment, and he's saying that he is with the people. However, most people, from a recent survey that I've seen, most people think Reform is much more with the establishment rather than with the people.
Indeed, but okay, so there's 4 candidates. Like you've said, Clacton is very right-leaning, so in theory, Nigel Farage will win it and get in. But to me, that doesn't prove anything. It doesn't prove that Nigel Farage shouldn't be investigated for the £5 million. If the people vote him in, it's because they don't want Count Binface, who has said he'll build at least one affordable house. His croissant capped at £1 and his 99 flake capped at 99p. I mean, as much as I think I would vote that in over reform, you've got to have some sort of sensibility about you. And I just think it doesn't prove anything.
It doesn't prove anything. But the thing that people are thinking is that the investigation on Nigel Farage will be over if he gets re-elected. That is not the case. The investigation will still continue despite him resigning and becoming an MP again. The investigation still stands, however, it gives him, or he feels it gives him, some sort of like credibility.
So let's say he loses and Count Binface gets in. Then what do you think Nigel Farage will do?
Hopefully.
Do you think that will be him totally step down from reform?
Potentially.
And the other breaking news was Anne Widdecombe, former
Immigration,
Conservative.
somebody in reform, and she was a Tory minister or something, wasn't she?
Yeah. She was found dead. Yeah, murdered.
Nigel Farage has also commented on that.
He has. But there have been a lot of like hate crimes, hasn't there, on members of parliament recently, and things happening to their houses and property and things. Because she gave a controversial speech a few days before she was murdered, and then she was meant to go on air on the Wednesday that they assume she was killed. So, maybe that is his Nigel Farage got Anne Widdecombe killed just so that then he could say that his £5 million for his own security is worth every penny.
Wouldn't put it past him. Wouldn't surprise me.
Because that's what the £5 million was for, wasn't it?
Well,
go on.
he said, I can't remember what he said to begin with, but he said something to begin with. Then he said it was for his personal security. Then he said that it was just a donation because he liked the party. He did not stick to his statement. He didn't stick to it being for his security. I don't know where his position is currently on the £5 million donation, but it is not for definite. It was for security because he kept changing his tune.
Okay. So what do you think should happen with the whole Farage thing? Do you think that it is right that somebody, like in the Makerfield by-election, a Labour MP stood down just to get Andy Burnham in, and Reform are doing the same? He stepped down to trigger a by-election. Should that be allowed?
No.
What would you do then?
You have to wait until a proper election.
Before you stand
reasons,
down? Okay. Mm-hmm.
Unless you have health reasons and there is a valid reason for you to step down, you should not be able to step down. Because when you go to vote in our area, you go and vote our local MP. That local MP, you voted them to represent you for 5 years.
Yep.
That is their job. That is what they have signed up for. By resigning, by triggering a by-election, you're not doing that. That is not your job. You have not fulfilled what you have set out to do. That's like your contract at work. That's like you go, oh yeah, well bye, I'm just resigning. No, you have to fill out your term until you are able to leave that post. You can't just leave. and their term is 5 years. They have to stay there for 5 years. They then have the chance to be re-elected. They shouldn't be able to just go, bye. Unless they, they physically can't do the job anymore because of health reasons. Then that's understandable.
So do you think Nigel Farage should be investigated?
Yes.
Okay.
Because say Nigel Farage gets into power, which isn't in the too near distant future, potentially, who knows? Do we really want somebody being funded by a crypto billionaire and then promoting cryptocurrency, being in control of the country without being investigated as to £5 million from one single donor? That's the largest donation that has ever been seen. The second biggest donation was from Lord Sainsbury, the guy who made Sainsbury's, and that was in
Labour.
his will. I think it was to Labour. It's either Labour or Conservative, and it was in his will that he gave it to the party. That wasn't him just giving it just for funsies. It was he gave it in his will. Should that really be allowed if it's just for fun? No. Without investigation as well? No. But it's the fact that he's done this by-election to go, oh yeah, well the people don't care, because he knows he's guilty. All of his actions that he's doing, he's changing his story, he's triggered this by-election, like all of this, he's just proving the fact that he's guilty. But what's more with this money thing, with reform, is there is now a separate police investigation into reform because, what's his name? It's not Richard Tice. It's the other dude. It'll come to me at some point, let you know. But some other dude in reform, we'll give it a Google, has also had some money that he has not said about.
Was that a huge amount, or well, amount shouldn't really matter, should it?
No.
So let's say Nigel Farage only got given £10,000. Do they still have to declare that?
If you get given a large amount of money that could influence policy a year before becoming an MP, then you have to declare it.
What are you classing as a large amount of money?
Well, I'd say anything over like £100.
Really?
Really? Well, probably more 1,000. Robert Jenrick. I didn't even read it. Robert Jenrick has been investigated. Sorry. I'm trying to
Is he being investigated by the police, or are both of them being...
Both.
Okay.
I think it's the party and the money. But the other claim that Farage is saying is that he wasn't even thinking about being an MP when he got given the money, which seems ludicrous because, you know, he was part of reform. He said the money is for reform. How can you not be thinking of being an MP if it's going to a party?
But it hasn't really gone to the party, has it? It's just for
It's
him.
gone to him, yeah. But part of what he said, I think he said, oh, it was for the party. And then he said that it's for his security. And then it said something else. So with Robert Jenrick, what's happened is the police are investigating him because he got given £37,500 from overseas. And part of why that's a problem is because you shouldn't, as a political party, you shouldn't get money from abroad because then that's foreign interference. And that was when he was a Conservative MP. So Conservatives swept that under the rug, which is not very good. But you know, can't say anything because, you know, can't let my political beliefs get in the way here. And obviously I don't like anyone that's not a Lib Dem, as some people like to think. I do. I don't even like everything that Lib Dems stand for. This is kind of a sidetrack. Don't like everything they stand for.
No, I mean, I don't think anybody is
Can't fully agree with everything.
truly a one-party
No.
person. I think you do just pick the bits that are best out of all of them.
Exactly.
But
So, there you are. I'm trying to think what else has happened this week that we can talk about. Andy Burnham, we touched on it, didn't we? That he is...
well, he's not been in the House of Commons, has he?
He hasn't.
So at PMQ, last 2 weeks, no Burnham.
Yeah. No Andy Burnham in the House. And obviously, he is now an MP. He is no longer Mayor of Manchester. I actually don't know when that election's happening.
No, that seems
no
to
word
have.
on that.
No, that seems to have gone really quiet, doesn't it?
So whether Manchester are going to have a new mayor, or whether Andy Burnham is just going to say no mayor because he's thinking about devolving power to the north and having a separate parliament in the north.
How do you think that will work?
I don't know. I don't even want to think about it because it scares me.
Because?
I genuinely just don't think we should have parliament in the north. That's just separating it even more.
Do you think that will make the north-south divide split even worse? And
yeah, 100%. So that's part of. We had a debate in my politics class on Friday, and we were talking about the Green Party, and I was like, but it's thought that Reform are the ones that are dividing the country. Technically, no. Technically, Reform are the ones that are going to be uniting everyone, because the way that you divide the country is through tax. No?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Green are all for taxing the rich. That's dividing the country. That is going, these are the elites. These are the people getting taxed. There's a whole different problem there's loads of problems with taxing the rich. I agree with it, but I don't agree with how the Greens are going about it.
So why are Reform uniting the country then?
Because they want to reduce taxes. So then everybody's on... I'm not saying they are uniting the country. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying. But they are less...
Levelling the playing field.
Levelling the playing field. Although those people who are earning more will pay less tax in theory, it's still kind of levelling... Well, no, they'll pay the same because it's percentages, isn't it? But technically everyone's paying the same amount of tax. So in that way, they're not dividing the country, even though they are probably the most divisive party. Which is quite ironic, really. But that's the situation. The country needs to be together at this point in time with this, you know, the problems the country is facing. We just need to unite together, which I think, as much as I hate the World Cup, come at me, I don't care. I'm not a fan. Wrong shaped ball. It is doing a really good job at uniting the country, because everyone up and down the country is supporting England in their mission to win the World Cup. I don't get what it gives us, but...
Bank holiday. Sir Keir Starmer has hinted that if we win...
Yeah, but Keir Starmer won't even be in power when we win.
But that doesn't stop him granting a bank holiday. It doesn't stop him saying that, here, Mr Burnham, you've got to find £7 billion to fund my defence bill.
Is it just defence, or is it like everything that he's having to find £7 million?
I thought it was just defence.
Oh, who knows?
But yes, so that's...
It's pretty much the state of play at the minute, isn't it?
So, we spend an absolute fortune building a building up north. I mean, how far up north are we thinking of having? Is he going to put it in Manchester because that's where he's from?
Probably.
So we'll spend money on building some parliamentary building for them to sit in. So then are we saying that we've got like 2 prime ministers, 2 health secretaries, 2 defence secretaries, because the North need their own version of the South?
Don't know. Genuinely don't know. Then the problem is Andy Burnham's got to find $7 billion,
I think.
£7 billion as soon as he gets into power. Okay, fine. How's he going to do that? Tax. It's the only way you can do it.
Yeah, but he has said he won't increase taxes, hasn't he?
That's just not going to happen though, is it? But then the other problem, he's wanting to build a second parliament. Where are you getting the money from that, Andy Burnham? Where are you getting the money to build that? Because not only have you got to pay for all of the materials, all of that, you know, to go with it, you've got to pay for the land, you then got to pay for the workers to build it, you've got to pay for their time. Okay, yes, I understand the House of Commons is Parliament is very run down. Westminster, you know, it is collapsing in on itself. Okay, yeah, fine. However, where are you getting the money? You've got to pay for this whole new building to do that. Where's it coming from?
But then maybe he'll use his mayoral office. Maybe there's something up there that they can...
But didn't he say he's going to build it?
I don't know.
I think it is. He's going to build a parliament in the north. Where are you getting the money from? But then, also, where are you building it?
In the north.
Yes, but where in the north? Farmland is probably going to be the answer.
Well, it'd be
More
putting
problems.
a solar panel on it. Solar farm on it.
You can still use the farm though.
What?
Because you can put the solar panels on there.
Yeah.
And then not use that one. And then you can move it. And then you can use the farmland underneath. Or you can put animals on there. Anyway, a whole different thing. That is that, really. Let's hope, you know, Andy Burnham has some sense in him. But then he's also thinking about devolving powers to the devolved regions even more, which will then probably trigger another independence referendum in Scotland, because he'll have no other choice, because they've got that much power that it might as well be their own country. And Scotland physically can't be a country by itself. It's not got the funds to do it. It can't do it. Quite literally. And that's coming from a Scottish person, I've heard that, who works in Parliament. And she thinks that it can't do it.
Yeah, but then you see, I kind of think if they did devolve and vote to be independent, seeing as we give Scotland an awful lot of money, that's an awful lot of money that we don't have to give Scotland and we could put to good use in this country.
Yeah, but we'll still probably give them money, won't we?
But we shouldn't do if they're independent.
Yes, but we give money to other countries.
Maybe that's what he's going to stop.
Yes, but then we'll have no alliances. So
We'll buy them. Yeah, we'll
buy them chocolate.
We'll get them a Christmas present every year, Christmas and birthday present, and go, there you go.
So it's kind of a worrying and confusing world at the moment.
It is, and they all break up for summer recess next week, so Wednesday is the last PMQ until September.
So no more Starmer after this. Which is quite sad. We'll be wondering what Rachel Reeves's position in the new Labour government will be.
Do you know when he announces who, what, where, when?
Probably shortly beforehand. So it'll be some point this coming week. So we can have a look at that.
That'll be interesting, because they do keep saying that Ed Miliband will be Chancellor, although the big businesses really don't want Miliband in, do they?
That's because he's communist. So it's an interesting world. Let us know your opinion. what you think's going to happen. Who you want to win in Clacton?
Yes, Clacton, put a thumbs up. Can we do that? Thumbs up for Farage. Can we not?
Okay, thumbs up for Farage. No, thumbs up for Binface. Thumbs down for Farage.
Yeah, let's see what you all think. So, thumbs up, Binface, thumbs down, Farage.
Yeah, that's what we want. Or just messages on the Instagram. Either or just leave a comment going, Binface.
Actually, that's what we ought to do when you put it on Insta. Say, thumbs up, Binface, thumbs down, Farage. Let's see what comments we got on that one. That might be interesting. Ooh.
I'm going to put a poll on the Spotify as well. So I'll do that. So let us know.
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. Let us know your thoughts.
Next week, hopefully, we'll have Andy Burnham's Cabinet and potentially Manifesto.
We'll have to have a read of that, won't we?
Oh, 200 and something pages. Yay!
Yeah, I think it would do you good, though, as a politics student, to have a read.
Yeah.
That can be your summertime reading.
I have plenty of other books to be reading. Bit like reading Manifesto. Let me know if you're going to read the Manifesto.
I think I might read the Manifesto. I might get you to print it out, and I'll read it and highlight anything I think is interesting. Then you can read the highlighted bits rather than the drivelly bits. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Anyway, that's us. That's our plans.
Yes, that is our plans.
There might be a couple of weeks over the summer holidays where we are not doing Heartcast. Sorry, everyone.
But
we
we'll
are
come
going on
back.
holiday.
We will come back. Bigger, better, stronger.
Oh, that's the wrong arm.
Look at that.
There you go.
Look at that. But, yes, anything you want us to talk about, anything you want us to discuss, or if you want to come and
We've
be
got
part
seats
of
in
it.
the back.
Yeah, be part of the discussion.
So let us know.
Let us know. You are more the merrier.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, lovely people, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. And we will be back
Next week.
next week. Until then, over and out. Bye-bye.